Today for your new lesson, you will need out your lesson worksheet 65-2. You will also need stuff I didn't have grabbed ready. You will need your geo board and some geo bands. You can see my children were on my board. Sorry about that. And you will just need to have 4 bands. You don't need to have all these bands like I have on my board. So you'll need your geo board. You'll need your geo bands and grab 4 of them out. And then we're going to get started. Last week we used our geo boards to identify angles on our board. And so, as you just were watching me, remember that when we put our bands on, we need to put them on safely. But go ahead and just remind yourself how to put bands on. I like to use 4 different colors. I used 3 different colors here, but I usually like to use 4 because I like to see the different sides. And so you can see here this square has 1, 2, 3, 4 different angles, doesn't it? It has 4 corners, which tells me that I have 4 angles. Remember that when I'm taking bands off, I'm using the safe way to take them off so that they don't fling all over the place. Okay. Now, we started talking about congruent shapes. And you'll remember that congruent shapes are shapes that are the same shape as well as the same size. So if I have a triangle here that I make that looks like this, and I wanted to make one that was congruent to it, it would need to be the same shape and the same size. So it would still need to be a triangle, and the triangle would need to have 3 going down, 2 across, and the same, then you would have the same angle there. So if I want to make another triangle that is the exact same, if that's congruent, I'm going to make sure that I go 1, 2, 3 pegs down, total of 2 pegs over, and now, even though they're not right next to each other, they are congruent. They are the same shape and the same size. However, there are some times where our shapes are going to be similar. They're going to be similar because they have the same shape, even though they have different sizes. So here's where your geo board comes in today, as well as your sheet. We have some different designs on our sheet on this geo board. And what you're going to do is you're going to show those shapes on your geo board. Now, we're going to copy it, but it's not going to be exactly the same size as the design that I drew on the paper because these boards are bigger than this little board here. So what I'd like you to do is choose 3 different bands for this first one so that you can see. I'm going to use 3 different colors because I told you I like to do that. And then we're going to make this design happen. We need all 5 going across. So go ahead and put that on safely, all 5 across. Then it needs to go 1, 2, 3, 4 rows up. 1, 2, 3, 4 rows up, and that's in the middle. And then I need to do the same thing going down. Okay, now if I look, they're this exact same shape, but they're not the same size. This is a much smaller size than the one that I've done on my board. Okay, now you could make one that's a little bit even smaller than that, couldn't you? I could make one that's, oh, but could I? What if I do this? Does this give me the same shape as that one? Similar, but you'll notice that your angles aren't quite the same, are they? Okay, let's go ahead and try our next one. You can see that our next one on our paper to the right is going to be a rectangle. So for this one, you will need 4 different bands. If you'd like to use 4 different colored bands, that would be great. Make your design on your geoboard similar to the one that's here. So we need 4 going across, we need 3 going up. So you wouldn't have to make yours start there. I could go 4 across right here. And 3 up. If you made yours there, that's great. If you even moved it up one more, that'd be okay too. If you did yours exactly like where it is here, that is also wonderful. Okay, now these are similar because they're not exactly the same size, are they? Please make sure that you're doing it safely. The last time I thought I was doing it safely, my board went crazy on me, and that's because I was trying to rush. So use that safety finger to help you out. The last shape I'd like you to do with me, please, is this shape over here on the bottom left. You can see that we need to go up 3. You can see that the base is going to go over 3. And then you can also see that we're going to be on a diagonal to the top corner. So I'm going to do it just as it looks on mine. And like it looks on yours. Okay. Once again, you can see that they are the same shape, but they are not the same size. Ours is much bigger than the one on the page. Lastly, I want you to make a design on your geoboard. And after you've made a design on your geoboard, then you're going to go ahead and copy that design on your little piece of paper geoboard. And then when you are done with this, you can take this and put this into your Thursday folder, making sure that you are picking up your geoboard pieces and putting everything back together. And then you are done with math for the rest of December. First grade, I'm so proud of you. Thank you for working so hard with me in the first half of the year. May God richly bless your Christmas season.